Hello and welcome to the Email Marketing Platform Tutorial Series. We're going to be looking at Mailerlite today, and I will be your host, Trina Waller. I have been a digital marketing consultant for almost a decade now, and I have had the great opportunity to work with a bunch of different platforms. Some of them have been amazing. Some of them, quite frankly, suck. And I've developed a tutorial series to give you a walkthrough of some of the most common platforms out there so you can take a peek inside and see whether or not these platforms will be right for you. And so that you will know exactly what you need to do to set up these accounts and get started with email marketing right away. Now, this is a follow-up to a previous video that I did entitled How to Choose the Best Email Marketing Platform for Your Business. And in that video, I do walk through a bunch of things that you should be looking for when you're choosing an email marketing platform. And I have provided you with a handy checklist and scoring sheet that you can download and when you're comparing different email marketing platforms. So that's going to help you figure out which platform you should be using, and using conjunction with these tutorial videos, you should be able to jump right into the platform that's right for you. Now, I have created a couple of other videos in this series already. I've done one on MailChimp and one on ConvertKit so far. MailChimp always comes out somewhere near the top of the platforms that are recommended and used by a lot of people. ConvertKit was somewhat disappointing. So I've never used Mailerlite. This is a relatively newer platform to me. So we're going to be diving into this completely unknown together. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So we're going to sign up for a free account on Mailerlite, and Mailerlite does allow you to have limited features with their service for free for up to 1,000 contacts every month. If you want all of their features, it's $10 a month for up to 1,000 contacts, and then jumps up to $15 from there. So on the surface, this seems like a really, really reasonable platform. So let's jump in and see exactly what it's going to be, what they're going to offer with a free account. We're going to sign up for free. All right, sign up in seconds, no credit card required, my favorite kind. So we're going to use my company and organization, and we're going to use my name-based, domain-based email address, which is an type of email address that you should always be using with your email marketing. You don't want to be using a role-based email address because that gets targeted by spam complaints or by spam filters. You also don't want to be using a generic, say, Gmail or Hotmail email address either, because they also end up getting flagged by spam filters. I'm just going to go ahead and create my account. Seems to be taking a little bit of time. Okay, so welcome to Mailerlite. Please complete the steps below to get your account approved. Complete my profile, verify my website domain. So let's complete my profile here. Excuse me. So far, so good. Would be better if I could type properly. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you do know that you have to have an actual mailing address in your email marketing. This can be your PO box, this can be your physical house address, but you do have to have something where people can reach you should something go awry and you don't comply with your anti-spam regulations in your country. I am not Eastern time, so I'm going to want to change that here. They do want to know a bunch of different questions. So let's see. What do they got here? You do want to find the best industry, the closest one to your actual business. So this does help you keep track. It does help you compare your metrics. So do be as specific as possible when you're setting what industry you're in. Now, because I'm just giving you a tutorial here, I am going to stick with the under 1,000. How do you collect subscribers? This information is very important to us to review. So please explain in detail how you gather them and how they give their consent to receive emails from you. If you use outside web forms or trade shows, please provide links and names for them. Okay, so what content do we plan to send in my emails? Well, this is interesting. This is one of the few platforms that actually asks all of these questions. So this is looking good so far in terms of compliance. This may feel a little bit intimidating to you if you're watching, but it is important for compliance. It means that they take compliance seriously, and they're not going to just let you send random content to a bunch of strangers on the internet. Have you used any other? Oh my goodness, I have used almost all of these. So I'm just going to click other. All of them. How did you find out about Mailerlite? Let's just say recommendation. Mailerlite anti-spam policy. I love that they are putting this up front and center because following anti-spam compliance is super important. I do not wish to subscribe to the Mailerlite newsletter, but if you're just getting started, I do recommend that you do sign up for a little bit. We're just going to save this. And let's see, take a peek at verify your website domain. What do they require you to do for this? All right, so you cannot create a Mailerlite account without having your own website domain. Now, this is a good thing. So if you don't have a website domain, you're going to get frustrated and you're going to be able to stop. You're going to stop right here. You're not going to be able to go any further. So you must have a website with a domain. Facebook pages do not qualify. Websites without content don't qualify. Coming soon pages don't qualify. So you're going to want to make sure that your website is up and running prior to setting up your Mailerlite account. You need to verify that you have access to an email address that is connected to your website domain. For example, Mailerlite.com and info@Mailerlite.com. Provide email addresses such as at Gmail or at Yahoo.com are not allowed as they diminish the deliverability of your campaigns. Unfortunately, there is no workaround for this. Please enter your email address and we'll send you a verification email. I love this. This is so important. So far, Mailerlite is doing this right. So they care about the deliverability of their service. And by allowing people without proper deliverability or without proper domain-based email addresses, it does diminish the deliverability because, as I mentioned previously, these email addresses get flagged by spam filters far more often than having a domain-based name-based email address. So I'm going to pause this video and hop on over to my email and confirm my account. All right, so my domain has been verified and we're all ready to go. So let's just jump in and see what this is all about, okay? So the first thing that we want to do, the first thing I always do is I set up a list of test email addresses. Now, test email addresses are your own email addresses. And this is where you can go into Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo or wherever your favorite platform is and go set up a bunch of sample emails, preferably in a bunch of different platforms so that you can see how your emails are going to look in different inboxes. So first thing I'm going to do is click on this Add Subscribers button. And let's see what they ask me to do here. Okay, I'm going to add subscribers. Okay, so drag and drop a CSV or TXT file with your subscribers. Select it from your computer. So you'll notice that they ask you to have a CSV or a text file. A CSV file is just a version of an Excel file that has been stripped of formatting. And I'm going to jump over there real quickly and show you how to do that. So I've got my Excel spreadsheet of sample addresses right here. And I'm just going to go over to Save As, or File, Save As, and Sample Addresses. I'm going to click on this drop-down arrow beside Excel Workbook. I'm going to scroll through until I find CSV. Now, the first one you'll see is CSV UTF-8, comma delimited. This is not the one we want. We want to scroll down a little bit further for a CSV, comma delimited CSV file. And then we're just going to click Save. It's going to create a new document on my desktop. You'll see it right here. We can just close that down, jump back in here, and select this file from, and you'll see the CSV file looks a little bit different than the Excel file. It does have an indication that it has been stripped of all formatting. So this is the one we want. If you try and import a list from an actual Excel document, it will not allow you to do it. So I'm going to click on Import now. And we're going to match fields. So we can add these subscribers to one or multiple groups. I'm going to add it to my list. Okay, so column begins to, column 1 first name belongs to name. Last name belongs to last name. Column 3 belongs to email. Column 4 belongs to phone. Column 5, now this is a custom field that I use to track and segment my list, whether they're prospects or leads or actual clients. And this is just a segmenting method that I use. It's probably the easiest one to use. Now, let's see, we've got nothing there, but I can create a new text field. I'm going to call this lead type. So adding custom fields is super simple in Mailerlite. All things are looking good so far. So I'm just going to click on Finish Adding Subscribers. That's going to import my list of sample email addresses. One subscriber not added below. Okay. I wonder if it tried to pull in my my title row. So I'm going to safely ignore that. And I'm just going to click on Return to Subscribers. And we'll take a quick peek through. Subscriber indexing is in progress. Okay. So we've got some segmenting, so we can create a segment. Let's see how we can create a segment. create a segment called leads. Active subscribers. Let's see. Field. Lead type equals lead. And then we're just going to refresh and save these changes because it is still indexing my list. So it might take a little bit of time. I will say that this is taking a lot longer to import my list and doing this indexing, whatever that means, than is usual for importing a list of 4 email addresses. So we'll just give that some time and continue on through the various tabs here, groups. Fields. So here we can add custom fields. And here is the merge tags. So you're probably going to want to take a note of these merge tags. We'll see when we dive into an email creation what their personalization looks like, but let's see. And then stats. This is probably, yeah, this is just a reporting feature. So let's go and create our first form. Forms are going to be how you sign people up to your list. And super neat, it does allow you to create pop-ups. Now, some email marketing platforms, this is a paid feature. Now, I don't know if this is going to be if this is going to go away once my trial period is up, but we're going to give this a try here. Let's create my first pop-up. And we're going to create for this list. So this is the list that they're going to be subscribed to. See what kind of templates they've got. All right, we've got a couple of different options. Templates for lower-ended email marketing platforms generally are the same. They all have the same look, the same layout. So let's just select this one, Design Shop. It's currently trending, which means it's popular. So let's give this one a go. All right, so this looks very, very similar to MailChimp, to the MailChimp build interface. So let's see what we can do here. We can click on the image and change the image. Awesome. We click here, and on the right side, we've got the content changing, or content change field. So we can change the form background. Well, this is neat. There we go. Now I am just pushing random colors to give you an idea of what we can change and what you can't. Text. Okay, so little quick overview of that. Let's go to settings and see what we've got. A confirmation checkbox. Yes. Marketing permissions. Now, what I am not seeing is the ability to add different fields onto this form. But as this is just a pop-up form, we don't necessarily need to have a bunch of different fields. So I'm going to ignore that for now. And we're just going to click on next. And you'll have to forgive me, I did forget to turn off my notifications prior to recording this video. So people are trying to reach me. Let's see what we've got here. Behavior, mode, choose when you want to show the pop-up. 5 seconds, wait 5 seconds before showing the pop-up when user scrolls to 50%. Show before closing the page. I do love me an exit pop-up. Interesting that it does allow you to choose different options. So we're just going to have this as an exit pop-up. Set the frequency you want to show the pop-up to the same user again if he or she didn't subscribe. So this is a convenient feature, and this is really neat because you don't want to be having your pop-up show to everybody, especially after they subscribed. So the ability to set the frequency of this is great. Visibility. So we can show it on specific pages or hide it on specific pages. Yes, we can hide it on desktop. This is really cool, guys. This has got a lot of great features. Not sure if this would all disappear at the end of the trial period or if there even is a trial period. So all right, so to integrate this into your website, you would need to copy and paste this code and add it to every page of your website just before the closing of the header tag. Now, if you're using WordPress, they've got a plugin for that. If you're using Shopify, they have an app for Shopify. Any other website platform, you're going to have to put this code in yourself. And it's super simple to do. You just need to figure out where the closing tag of the header is. So I'm just going to click on next. All right, so our pop-up form has been created and it just needs to be integrated into our website. Now we've got some stats that we can take a peek at. The confirmation email that you're going to have to set. Yes, so please confirm your subscription. Now this is the email that they will receive after subscribing to your list. As always, I do recommend that you edit these. Do not leave the sample text ever, ever, ever. You do want this stuff to be a reflection of you and your business, not just the standard pre-populated text. So add a little personality to your confirmation email. Add a little personality to your confirmation thank you page. All right, so let's go back to our forms. Oh, what's this? Okay, we're going to go back to forms and we're going to create a standard embed form. So these are the ones that you usually see at the end, at the bottom of a website. And okay, we're going to create an embedded form. We're going to set it for my list. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. If we click here, we can add new fields. So if you saw that, I clicked on the email field and we're going to add a new field. And we can just drag this up on top of the email. I do encourage you to always ask for a name, even if you're just asking for a first name. Having a name allows you to personalize your emails far greater than just having an email address. You do want to remember that these are people at the other end of your emails, so treat them as such. They have names. Okay, now we can add as many different fields to this as we would like. Look at that. Okay, so word of advice when it comes to creating your forms. If you are asking for information for new subscribers, you do want to keep it as limited as possible. And remember that you can get more information from your contacts later. But the more information you ask from them upon sign up, the less likely they are to subscribe. So say there are some subscribe lists out there that ask you to, give all of this information here, your full address and phone number, and then they ask for your earnings as well, and that's a huge turnoff. But they do that to qualify you, so there is a purpose for it, but it's still bad practice. Okay, so we're going to save these, and as with our previous form, we can change some of the layout here. We can make it wider, we can add a border, change the border color, the border radius is the rounded edges of the form itself. So just make some quick changes there. And this is totally customizable, which is really, really impressive for a free platform. Settings, we got a confirmation checkbox, hidden segmentation fields. Interesting. So if you remember previously, I created a custom field for lead type. This allows me to automatically assign everybody to a value. So everybody that signs up to this list will now be tagged with the prospect value in their lead type field. We can add interest groups. Okay, so this is pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed so far with Mailerlite. They seem to be doing everything right, and it's available to happen on a budget. So that's even more important, especially when you're just starting out. So again, with the pop-up form, we've got stats, we've got confirmation email, we've got thank you page. And then you're just going to add this code to your website. Now, let's see what else we've got. We can create another embedded form, which is great. The ability to have more than one form allows you to segment your list from a variety of different pages on your website. So you can create a bunch of different forms for different opt-in magnets or different lead magnets, different opt-in features, and have everybody go to an automatically segmented list, which is super convenient. Landing pages. All right, create your first landing page. Now, this seems a little bit like overkill. Simply because if you have a website, and Mailerlite does require you to have a website, you have the ability to, you probably have the ability to create a landing page from within your website platform. Now, you have also the ability to create a landing page from within Mailerlite. So it does make things really, really convenient and easy, but it also takes people off of your website. So if you have the ability to create a landing page directly within your website, I do recommend doing that over creating a landing page from within your email marketing platform. All right, so this is just a sample landing page. We've got a bunch of different options here. A bunch of different, oh, would you look at that? So it's very, very similar to MailChimp, where it is just drag and drop. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm really considering switching from ActiveCampaign to Mailerlite. I am super impressed with this. Okay, so we can add a countdown timer to your landing page. And set an expiration. Now, these are useful if you have time-limited services or offerings. And creating a countdown timer on a lot of different things can be challenging. It can be super challenging. Let's see here, design. All right, so this is very, very similar to MailChimp. If you ever use MailChimp at all, this is almost exactly the same design scheme. So all of you can see what your email looks like on the left, and you edit all of the content and design scheme over here on the right. So this countdown timer, we've got some top spacing, some bottom spacing. Doesn't seem to make any difference. Okay, so it's not live. Let's see what that looks like. Didn't make a difference. All right, so we can change the color of this. And change the color of the number background. And the font cover coloring. So this offers a great deal of flexibility in terms of design, which is really, really refreshing. People like to have the ability to have a lot of design flexibility. Now, that is to say, some people do take it to overkill, but okay, so let's just save that and see what else we've got here. So we've got some content, testimonials, countdown, date, image and text, video, image, gallery, code, social sharing. All right, so this is really cool. So this is what, and then we've got a success page. All right. Now, what about their campaigns? So far, Mailerlite has impressed me thoroughly. It is super cheap. It is free to get started. It is a little bit laggy in the time and how long it takes to do things, but that is super easy to just deal with. Okay, so let's jump into some campaigns and see what their campaigns are looking like. All right, so let's create our first email. Okay, so we've got a regular campaign, an A/B split campaign. The ability to A/B split test is phenomenal. It is great. It is something that you should be doing on a regular basis. It allows you to test different content to see which one performs best with your audience prior to actually putting out a full campaign. Auto resend. What is auto resend? Auto resend is not available in the free plan, okay? Create an auto resend campaign by resend your campaign to those recipients who didn't open your first campaign and didn't click any link. Well, this is kind of cool. Not always the best way to go about it, but sometimes it is helpful. So let's just go back to a regular campaign. All right, and we've got the ability to add some emojis to the subject line, which is great. And we've got some personalization options. Yes, so these are all super important. Not that having emojis is super important to your subject line, but it does make people feel a little bit more personal. It does make your emails feel a little bit more personal. So next, content. So we've got a new drag and drop editor and a classic drag and drop editor. Without knowing what the classic one looks like, it doesn't really matter because we're just taking a peek in this initially. We've also got a template gallery. So let's see what kind of templates we've got. Templates are not available in the free plan. Upgrade your plan. Okay, so if having templates is important to you, you're going to want to invest in a paid plan. However, let's start from scratch here and use the new drag and drop editor. It looks super simple and really, really intuitive. So it should be simple and straightforward for you to create your own email template. But let's just find out. Okay, so we can create a logo here. Yeah, we can change that. Okay, so on the left-hand side are all of the blocks that you have available to you. And yeah, see, you don't even need a template because it does create a little bit of a template. You can just drag and drop all of these things into your email and create your own template. And similar to the landing page, so we're going to click on this and we're going to edit it on the right-hand side. Now we've got a header here. Here it is, pre-header text. So you do want to make sure that you are adding pre-header text and not leaving the view in browser be the first thing that people see. And we can save it as a template. Okay, we're going to be done with this and let's go check out their automations. Okay, so once we're done saving the email, it looks like it bumps us into the recipient. So now you'll see the segment that I created has come up. The group has come up. We can go all active subscribers, review and confirm. Okay, so sender, subject and sender. We've got test regular campaign. Sender is myself with my email address. Language is English. The content. Let's preview the content. It gives you a quick preview of how it's going to look on desktop. You can take a quick preview of what it's going to look like on mobile. Interesting. We can save it as PDF. You can add the share your preview URL. We're just going to close this down. Send a test email allows you to send it to yourself to preview it before you send it out. Now, because this is a list of test emails that belong to myself, I'm just going to go ahead and click schedule or next schedule, and let's see what our capabilities are here. All right, we can send it now, we can send it later, we can deliver based on time zone. So this is a paid plan only. Okay, so this is one of the features that you have to pay for. Would you like to track this campaign with Google Analytics? Use Google Analytics link tracking to track clicks from your campaign. All right, so I can do that, and I'm going to send this now. All right, so our first campaign has been sent. We're going to give that a few minutes to arrive, and then we're going to come back and see. I'm going to pause this video and open up some of the emails, and we'll see what the reporting is like. Okay, while we do that, we're going to jump into automations. Automation workflows. So, okay, let's create our first workflow. Workflow name, we're just gonna call it a test. And the trigger here, when subscribe joins a group. When subscriber joins a group, the anniversary of a date, the exact match of a date. When subscriber clicks a link, updated field. Okay, so let's just create one that subscribes to a group. We're going to add this one. Reactivate the full workflow for subscribers who rejoin the same group in the future. Well, this is interesting. So if somebody unsubscribes and they jump back into your email, they're going to say, if you click this, it's going to send them the exact same campaign. So I'm going to leave that there for now. One incomplete setup. One trigger step needs completion. Okay, so when subscriber joins a group. All right, so we're going to send them an email. I'm just going to click on that. Okay, so I'm going to just click on design email. All right, we're going to select our template from previously, or from our previous test there. We're going to throw it right in here. All right, so there are a bunch of different things that we can create here. All right, so we're gonna just leave that for now. I'm trying not to make these videos too long. So when you're setting up your emails, you might gonna have to play with it a little bit. All right, so after we've set our first email, we can click on this little plus sign here and add a condition. Let's see a condition. So we can define the condition. Workflow activity. Conditions are checked immediately at a delay before the condition to give subscribers time to receive and open the email. So, all right, so we can, oh my goodness, we can click on specific links. So this is a very versatile automation setting. This is very advanced level automation for such a lightweight program, an affordable program. So Mailerlite is definitely going to be on my list of things to recommend. So here we can click on this again and we can add a delay. We can add a delay here. And then once people will click on that email, once they've clicked, we can send them over here. If they haven't clicked, let's see what other automation workflow activities we've got. Custom fields, campaign activity. All right, so this allows a lot of different automation and segmenting capabilities. This is really cool. We're just going to save that. And then we can send them one email down here, and we can send a different email over here. Now we're coming up on the 45-minute mark, so I do want to move on. Now I don't want to finish. I don't want to work on this anymore. So how do we get out of here? We can turn this on over here. Workflow can't be started. 2 email steps need to be completed. So this is letting me know that I haven't edited those emails down here. I haven't created them yet. So I can't turn it on yet. So what if we just click on this back to automation? I'm going to take some confidence that that has been saved. Now let's jump over to the dashboard. I did pause this video and went to go open a couple of those emails. So here we go. Our last test regular campaign. 2 opened, 5 recipients, 2 opened, 0 clicked. So we've got some different stats here. And from our dashboard, we can create a new campaign. We can create a regular campaign, an A/B split campaign, an auto reset campaign, or an RSS campaign. Let's just go and go back to automations for a second. I'm going to create a second workflow. Okay, so what I'm looking for here is some sort of email e-commerce capabilities, which Mailerlite does not seem to have. So that it does put it at a little bit of a disadvantage if you have e-commerce and you want to be able to do automatic follow-ups when people purchase a product or service from you. So you're going to have to do a little bit of workaround for that. However, on the whole, Mailerlite does seem to be a very, very robust platform for a very, very small budget. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, it is free for up to 10 or up to 1,000 contacts. And if you want all of the features, it's $10 a month for up to 1,000 contacts, and it goes up to $15 a month from there. So super reasonably priced and really, really way more robust than I was expecting to get into with such a free budget program. So yes, Mailerlite, definitely going to be on my list of recommended platforms. If you have sat here through this video, congratulations. Thanks for watching. Do keep an eye out for my next video. I'm not sure what we're going to be covering off on yet, but it might have some competition here with Mailerlite. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.